Thank you, Terence. Thank you so much. Is my mic broken? Oh my goodness. Let's start all over again. Good evening and welcome to everyone on the stream. So I'm gonna go, hi everyone. Anthony, Nicole, Duncan, Terence, Stephen, Mulk, Gary. Terence, thank you for giving me a shout out that my mic has been on mute the whole time. How unbelievable is that? I have actually not spoken I've spoken so many words, said so many things, only to come to a realization 7 minutes in the qualifying session that my mic is not working. Again, much appreciated for you, Terence. I think a big thumbs up from my end. Alright, so let's start all over again. I've showed everyone that's on the stream the point standing position, so I've spoken a lot about it. Again, Michael Stefanik is the man on the move this championship. He is certainly gunning for what I would potentially call a royal flush, winning as many races as he can, dominating the series. At this moment, I'm kind of wondering who is going to be in the position to challenge him for the remainder of the season. Again, we're only on round 4 at this moment, and he is most certainly leading the championship by a milestone. Again, because everyone is in their different cars, everyone is going to try and do the best they can. Danny Dan still crosses the line there, still has not been in a position to set a lap time, so he's got one more lap to do so. And it seems to be very daunting for these boys to keep the car on the black stuff and still be in a position to put a lap time down. Serra Racer there, currently in 5th place, a full second off the marker, but he has time to do what he can do. Springbok Gamer has called it a day. He's happy with where he's at. I'm fairly confident Springbok Gamer goes, that is my personal best. I don't think I can do anything more, so I'll leave it as it is. Dave Ash, he was really struggling, and he still continues to struggle because that car just does not seem happy at all. Again, Davies is second on the grid in the championship standing, so he's got to get the handle of this car to get more settled because he's far off the pace at the present moment. Really fighting the car as he goes through the long corner over there, and you can just see on his wheel correction how he struggles to maintain the car. So again, Spa is, as we know it, a very tricky trap. Having to do this with a Porsche Cup car where you have no traction control on hand, and again, they could probably thank their lucky stars that there's no rain. As Michael is going out, improving his times as he goes along. Grimjaw currently in second. Guru Vaz sets it in third. He still has one lap to do. So timetable kicks it off. There's some other changes that has taken place recently with ACC, which I really struggle to figure out what's going on. Time ticks off. No, he is not going to finish a lap. Gudavas is in the pit lane. Alroy has finished his lap. No more from him. EK Storm Kings is milestones away from the leading car on a qualifying section. And I've got to admit, I love that livery that he's got there. It just looks graphically gorgeous. So, by the looks of it, it really looks like Michael Stefanik is going to start at pole position. And he can literally just continue on and finish the lap or return to pit and take a good break because he has set the benchmark once again taking another pole position. I actually do want to wonder how many has he done at this stage. Let's just go and see if we could. I think I can see qualified. So here we go. Grid in position. And this is sort of where I can take a bit of a break and just ease off my throttle of communication. But at the same time, I also want to do a bit of tuning here and there because I want to make sure everything still works perfectly well. Last night I did a bit of an adjustment on some of the variables we have based on sound and so forth, just to bring it a bit more up. Because I don't want to come across as too loud, but I also don't want to be too soft at the same time. So again, everyone on the stream, if you think the volume is okay, just give me a heads up. Alright, so what do we have there? Peter. Hello Peter, how are you doing? Saying hi to Jakes and everyone else there. Cheat for car 99 at the back. So what is a cheat for car 99? Gotta go look at Hutchkins there because he's looking for all kinds of cheats. We've got David also on stream. Nail Bullion saying hi and welcome. Darren's going, oh where Nail? So those boys are in loving tunes with one another. And then Peter Duncan wants to start at the back in order to get through turn 123 safely. Yes, well, that is a pretty obvious observation. The question is who is going to survive Radion Al Rouge at the first lap? And that's always where the challenge is in any sim racing community scenario. I don't think I don't even believe that in the real racing world that individuals would want to take one another out in Radleon. So that is one of the scariest corners we have. And then of course it all gets nice and fancy and smooth at down Camel Straight. But I really want to see how 16 sim racing drivers on the console community side of it manages the no traction control. And again, those that do not believe me, you can currently check it out on the screen. I hope you can. Probably not as much. Let me see if I can visually show you. There we go. Taking the Logistical Nightmare logo off, there is zero traction control for these boys. So if ever I was a day, this is definitely going to be a fun one. Really want to see what they're going to make out of this with zero traction. As we look at Michael Stefanak, the man that put it back on pole again, he is wanting to take this championship off with flying colors, or as I would say, royal flush victory. An alien out of the blue making name for himself. So while we do look at these boys warming up, doing their outlap, again for informational purposes, Nell flirting with me, my voice sounds beautiful. I need you to buy me flowers first and then take me out to dinner before it goes anywhere. That's the kind of scenarios I have. I do have standards, man. I have standards. Um, so where are we? Wednesday night, round 4 at Spa. Console boys driving out the championship. Again, if anyone wants to get involved with sim racing at Logistical Nightmare, all our console racing events is hosted via simgrid.com, a community for all other communities, including the sim racing side. Again, this weekend we've got a bit of endurance racing going on for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 sim racing drivers. Again, we're starting to slowly segregate the two different classes of consoles. Where we stand at on our Wednesday night series at the moment is it's a mixed batch of PS4, PS5. So again, a bit of cross-play that is allowing us to do so. And we will continue to try and keep that momentum up. But I suspect at some other point we're going to have to cross over completely to the PlayStation 5 platform. But we'll deal with it when we get there. So again, this weekend is a bit of endurance racing. Saturday, again, if you want to get involved, do go sign up. I kind of believe that our championship is fully signed up for the PlayStation 5, but I think there's plenty of space available for PlayStation 4 boys. Then, of course, if ACC console is not your thing, we also do some PC racing. Tuesday night, team versus team. Grid is full. Championship kicked off last night. What an eventful evening that was. Again, if you haven't been involved or haven't seen it, go check out the stream in our YouTube channel page. I think it was a phenomenal race. Hope to see what comes out next week. Then, of course, Sunday night, Gran Turismo 7 Championship. Again, fun racing series, testing the waters every Sunday on console, so don't be shy. Feel free to come and join us and have fun. Now, let's get ready for the race. That's enough of me broadcasting it everywhere else. Still waiting for the green light to kick off here. Get the preset ready. Oh, it's still going to be a little while. I forgot now, man. I'm like, this is not the Formula 1 starting grid. This is the GT3 starting position. So I still got a full corner to do here. That still allows me to talk a few things. So again, last but not least, before we start the race, big ups, big thanks to the boys at SSR, Sonic Sim Racing, and then of course the boys at Sarco, a different community platform for local South Africa sim racing. Please also go out and support those boys. They are fantastically phenomenal. I love and thank them for all the efforts they've done for LNR.
Green light,
So,
give me the OK.
green light it is. Ooh, let me see how quick I can get that. Michael Stevenard, the boys coming out through Radion. Does everyone survive at this present stage? Don't see a lot of incidents. Are we getting 16 cars through the grid? Yes, there is. Again, once again, the console boys in the mix, showing everyone on a sim racing platform how to have a clean race start. And I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal. Ooh, a bit of a sketchy one there, but nonetheless, it is 16 cars off the grid, no real contact anywhere, and the race continues. Michael Stefanak did manage to get a good start, but he is subsequently being chased down there by Grimjaw, and the action is surreal. Just look at the boys running down. Ooh, Blanchimont is what they call it. Grimjaw being very, very aggressive at the beginning stages of the race, and I think he's trying to capitalize the best he can on his tires. Now, whether he had the opportunity to warm up his tires far better than Michael is, either or, Michael has got a Grimjaw right behind him, challenging him for position, going left, right, everywhere he possibly can. As they head across to the chicane, and that is a very, very wide line there by Stefanak. going into the chicane, or what some individuals would call the bus stop section. Lap 1 done and dusted. One individual in the pits, Alroy in the pits. Don't really know what happened to Alroy. Definitely did not have the race start he wanted to have. I did see a hint of a yellow flag somewhere, but Alroy has gone straight into the pit. It looks like he is set to not race further. Udo Vaz, on the other hand, is currently sitting in third place, and he's got 4 angry Porsches right behind him, trying to chase Grimjaw ahead of him, who seems to be a bit ahead of the pack. Springbok Gamer also in the mix there, as everyone else follows. The individual gaps between these guys are certainly causing, widening up a bit. And by the looks of it, that Porsche by Springbok Gamer, with, I would presume, is the representation flags of the South Africa Springbok team. I gotta believe that is what it is, because that just looks like the green and gold all over. The man representing and showcasing proudly South African colors. If I had a winning captain prize, I would certainly give it to him. Big ups for that one. Lovely Springbok, absolutely lovely. Okay, let's go back to the front of the grid. Jake's Fattingkaki looks like he's got a brilliant race ahead of him, but he has got Diverge CZ on his tail end. Now again, Diverge did not look very comfortable from a qualifying point of view, but he certainly looks a lot stronger now, as he sits on the rear end of Jake's. Jake's trying to get away from him, and seems to create a bit of a gap in the final sector. Now, by the looks of it, to me it looks like Jake's has done a phenomenal third sector run there, because he is all over the back of the boys ahead of him. Oh, nearly outbraked himself as he hit into the bus stop there. Now that put Diverge right back on him again. So Jakes just did one hell of a third sector to close a massive gap between himself and Serra Racer there, who is currently battling with, that's Kuda Vaz ahead of him, and not far from him is Grimjaw. So these boys have just gone closer to one another. I have to admit, this is seriously fun racing. Like, when everyone is on the same class, same car, same scenario, one-make races are the best. I'm sorry, but I just absolutely love a one-make race. Oh, big challenge there. Oh, that is Grimjaw going a bit wide. What just happened there? Anyone? Severe contact? No. There's definitely big challenges being done. Kudavas looks like he dropped 2 positions there. Seems like Serra Racer was the aggressive driver going into the S's over there. And he has made his position and mark. Now Serra is also fighting for the championship. He almost took season 2. Lost it by, I believe, 1 or 2 points, but again, one of those phenomenal drivers. Diverge there, still hanging around at the back, but he has been passed by Jakes Fatikaki. So the boys are really being aggressive this evening. I gotta keep my eye out on them, because they are just all over the show. Like, Jakes is on the move, Serra is on the move, Guru Vaz is on the move. Grimjaw seems to be a bit unsettled, as he just keeps dropping backwards. And of course, he started at the beginning of the race being very aggressive to Michael Stefano, and has subsequently lost 3 positions there, and I think he's potentially going to lose another one. As Jakes goes on the inside line, does he brake late? No, he tends to stay away a bit, being very cautious. I think he could have gone for that one, but then reluctantly decided not to do so. Again, I would probably go a very wise choice, but then again, not something I would have normally seen from Jake. So not discarding his fantastic racecraft ability, but also in a sense, I've always believed that he is far more aggressive than what he appears to be this evening. People on the chat talking awesome racing on display. Yeah, most definitely. Like, these boys are running a storm. Davies sitting comfortably there, not making a big move. There we go. Jake's looking on the inside again. Does he make a move? No, he does not. Again, reluctant to stay away, not doing the dive that he think he would. But then that of course brings Davies far closer to his rear end. And I think Davies has been one of those individuals that has just been cool, calm and collective. Takes the points where he needs to be. Now, I would love to see how this develops going forward, because this three-way battle is just going to continue going forth, and it's just going to get far more exciting as we progress throughout the race. I think the biggest question is which one of these boys will last with the tire, because again, no traction control means that you need to be so cautious with the throttle, because all you will end up doing is spinning the rear end on a constant basis, and there over time losing a lot of grip. So 9 minutes of the race has gone down. Big battles still going on here in mid-pack. Everywhere else the guys have subsequently spread out a bit. Assetto, yeah. He is. Oh, there's Bassadog. There we go. So Bassadog, car 31. He is chasing down HBR Armin, who looks to be having a great race again this evening. Very similar in colors between these boys from a livery contesting point. Slightly opposite in color choices, but Bassadog is hunting down Armin. Armin looks far more comfortable this evening, and that looks like someone spinning out there. Yes, that is Rubber Duck on the side, and he's gone directly to the pit, calling it a race-ending scenario. The poor man just couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, so let's go back to the front where we have Grimjaw and Jake's still battling it off. Springbok Gamer is trying to regain position. Is Jake's going to make a move? No, he still decides to stay away. Reluctant to be the big move maker. And thus, looking at him, that once again looks like Cerro Racer has made a tiny mistake, which has brought Kudu Vast back into him. And as I said that, I think Jake's made a massive error. He has dropped all the way down. Whether he missed his break point or whatever the case may be, but he is far down the back again. Saw it in the side of my eye. Positions change. The plot, it thickens. Small minor errors that these boys are doing. Again, it's all about throttle control this evening. If you're going to be too aggressive, you are just going to lose that Porsche rear end, and it will cause you to lose so many positions, as we've just noted. I mean, where did Jake's filter down? Filter in 6. So he's got a lot of work to do right behind Springbok Gamer. And we've got these two boys here in the front, back of the grid, 8th and 9th. HBR Armin, and then Bassadog battling it out. RVR looking quite lonesome by himself. Again, Spa can get very lonely. in certain times, especially if the grid seems a bit smaller. Ooh, as he goes very wide throughout there. So I'm gonna go back to where the exciting action is and see how this develops going forward. Zero Racer was hunting down for first place, made a tiny error. He's gone back to third. He's got Grimjaw again chasing him down as both of these boys exit Al Rouge, heading down Kemmel Straight into certain corners that I don't really want to try and name, in all fairness. Again, Spa, one of those tracks that has very unpronounceable English names. And if I'm going to try and say that, I'll probably just make such a bad mockery of myself, which I generally tend to do. Okay, so where do we set? Let's see if we can have a bit of very tricky there by the boys. You boys let's look at it from a different viewing angle, wider perspective racing scenario, so you can see how close these two are in contention with each other. Well, certainly the closest battle on track that we have at this stage. But both of them are trying to hunt down the leader of the race. I reckon it's all about less fighting with one another, more working together to get that position. Diverge now in first place, so he's made quite a bit of time up. So let's go look at the time qualifying standpoint. Of course, we've got Michael Stefanak, Grimjaw, Kuruva, Springbok Gamer, and we Zero Racer, Jakes Fatikak, was in 6, Rapid Duck, no more yet, Diversion 8, so Diversion's made lots of positions up all the way to the back of the grid. So again, a few individuals taking full advantage of the scenarios, staying out of trouble is what I call it, and just racing the best they can. Waiting for someone to make a mistake, as I've just talked about it. Zero Racer making a huge error there, getting through the S's. That opens up the door for Grimjaw to regain his position back now again. So again, this battle is not yet finished from what I can see. Like, that was just a lovely move there. Grimjaw waiting for Zero to make the mistake. Zero goes in too deep, loses a bit of his rear end in the S's. And again, the corner is not S's, I'm just calling it S's. This is just far better for me. And now has subsequently capitalized that. And he's really created quite a bit of a gap between himself and Zero. Now, you can't see that on the Delta at this moment, because again, Sector 2 is about a minute long in Spa, so hopefully we will start seeing it now. There we go. Yep, he has. That is a full second of a gap that he has managed to create in one sector. Now the question remains, can Zero Racer come back on that? Is he a bit unsettled? More battles to continue here. Springbok Gamer, the man running South African colors. And again, for everyone that's on the stream, those South African boys, I would say hell yeah, big ups to those colors. One of those things I haven't seen in a while. The green and gold. Murder chicane. Oh, I love the commentary here. Thanks, Terrence. You are most certainly keeping me entertained. So let's see who else has joined. Dave. Yeah, looks like he left. So I'm guessing we're talking about Rapid Duck. Rapid Duck definitely did leave. But we still have good 15 drivers giving it all they can. Alroy, on the other hand, still on track, quite a few laps down, and I think he had some incident at the back. Jakes all over the back of Springbok. Springbok instantly going defensive there. Doesn't want to give Jakes any opportunity of anything. Is Jakes going to go around the outside? No, he does not. Again, Jakes being very decisive on where he's going to stick his nose in and make maneuvers count this evening. Again, he's gone up and he's gone down, so now he needs to refight for that as he goes very, very deep into the corner. Loses a bit of momentum to Springbok. Again, very wide there. I'm seeing a lot of these boys going very wide through some of the corners. So I would tread cautiously in those instances, because if they continue to do that on a more frequent basis, at some other point I'm going to start seeing drive-through penalties. And we all know that a drive-through penalty at Spa is one of the shortest drive-throughs in the history books of GT sim racing, especially on a sim racing platform. I mean, what a short pit stop that will be. I don't think he will lose any time or momentum as Jakes is going around the outside again. Is he going to stick it through this time? No. Springbok Gamer closes the door on him. But now it's all about momentum. Pure big wide move there. Jakes has got the inside line. Went very, very wide there. Makes the move stick, but then overshoots the corner. That brings Springbok Gamer all the way back into the mix. Does he get a better exit? No. Jakes certainly capitalizes on that. One position gain for him. I think that was, in general terms, very, very cheeky, considering he went far off the track, came back onto the track, and then still managed to take a position. I call that a cheeky move of note. Where else is there battles? Else is here at the back. Armin, he is being challenged quite a bit, but also Bassetto has dropped a bit now. So Hulls and Bassetto are fighting it out here. Ooh, as Hulls goes very wrong in corner one. He's going to be challenged there by Bassetto through Al Rouge. Are they going to go side by side here? Doesn't look like either of them wants to let it go. Ooh, this is going to get dangerous. They do try it. Ooh, holy smoking moly. I am astoundingly shocked, thinking that these boys have got enough kahunas to go two in and out of Al Rouge. That was dangerously close. Bassetto did capitalize on that, but I reckon that was such a brave move. Holy boy, holy boy. I probably have lots of words that I can say at this moment, but I'm going to try and keep it very PG tonight. Okay, back front grid. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Wait, there's a bit of a battle here. HBR Armin versus RVR here. So Armin still in the top 10. Still comfortable, working his way closer and closer to Springbok Gamer. Still got a bit of work. Springbok trying to come back on Jakes. Peter Heidemann giving big shout out to Jakes there. Thanks Pete for the support and the love to Jakes. Let's see if he can come back. He certainly does look like he's got the speed. I gotta admit to it. Like, Jakes really looked quick tonight. Apart from the man that's leading the race at the moment by far, like Michael Stefanak has got a 3-second delta ahead of him and Kudavas, which certainly seems to be far stable and consistent between these boys. But again, battle still continues here between Grimjaw and Zero Racers. They go up through Radleon. Down the straight. Man, that feels like the longest straight, but you can get so quick up there. I reckon these boys have definitely got way above the 250 kilometers down that straight if you hit Radleon Al Rouge up. Leader checked out pretty much. Yeah, he's got it. Except for track limits. Yeah, well, I gotta figure out what's gonna happen with track limits, because looking how everyone races, every time I go onto them, they just seem to go far wider than what I would anticipate anyone to do. So I really feel like track limits is gonna definitely play out here. At some point we're gonna see a drive-through penalty, if not more than one, and I really want to figure out how that evolves. 36 minutes of racing left, 15 boys still on the grid. Again, we've got quite a bit of action all over the storm. EK Stormkings, he's going into the pits. Now that is fundamentally strange. You see him. What do we observe here? Is that a bit of damage? Is that too much damage? Heading into the pits, I reckon that's a bit of damage on him. That front bumper just doesn't look very happy. So this man is certainly coming in to fix his car up. Alroy trying to come back, but he is about 2 laps down. So poor Alroy's got about the most loneliest race out of them all. No one in any vicinity near him. I think this man is going to just try and finish his race, and while he does, I'm going to give him a bit of scream time, because again, I have big, massive respect to individuals on any sim racing platform. Whether they do or die, they will still continue to race till the end, and that is me giving him mad respect to Alroy. So big ups, man. Let's go. Zero Racer in the pits as well. Now that is weird. What has happened here? Why did Zero go in the pits? Something's gone wrong. 2 boys in the pits all of a sudden. I wonder if that is strategic, because again, no real pit stops was needed or anything. Nothing mandatory for any individual. Whoa! As Armin goes drifting out of Al Rouge there. Good catch by him. He is still being chased down there by RVR. Any more close battles somewhere? Jakes is built a gap between himself, so this is a battle at the moment. Then of course we've got Hells here. He's being chased down by Basset Dog. Again, Zero Racer all the way down. EK Storm Kings all the way down. So something had to have happened. And I probably missed it. That's just detrimental to these sim racing boys. So, why the Oaks pitting? I don't know. Hello, Paul. Why? I don't know. I'm curious myself. There's 2 boys that went into pitting. Now I somehow suspect EKT Storm Kings needed to fix his car, because it did look a bit out of shape. Why Zero Racer pitted? I honestly do not know. Again, there's just no pit stop limitations for any of these boys as we watch Michael Stefanak complete lap 11 for him. He still continues the race league. Divege, on the other hand, is now all the way down to 4th place. So he is climbing the ladder. Oh, big tail spin there by him. How did he manage to recover that? That's fantastic. Wow. But that makes Jakes at the back of him. So Jakes is the man in the mix this evening. Like everywhere I look, I just see Jakes. That green Mamba Porsche is just everywhere. As he sticks it on the inside, this is a race through all the way down the straight at Kimmel. Porsche versus Porsche. Who's gonna take it? Jakes is ahead of him. Diver's trying to come back on him, but it doesn't look like he's got enough speed. So they get through these S's unshaved. Diver's drifting a bit there, trying to stay with him, and it just looks like Diverge works the steering wheel far more than any other driver. Like, he is so busy. I am gonna go and have a look at this. Like seriously. This needs to be looked at. This is some work here by Diverge. So I'm gonna look at his hand steering control scenario. He is working it. Yeah. That is a lot of steering control throttle by this man, for sure. I think anyone on the stream that can give me some heads up, is he on a controller, is he on a wheel? Because man, that is some heavy lifting, left, right, middle to center. He is quick on pace though, so big ups for him and in whatever hardware equipment he's using. Zero, on the other hand, back in the mix again. The man that went into the pits, not 100% sure what has happened. Would really be good to know what has happened with him, in all fairness. Good pressure from David. Peter, Jakes listened to you. Yes, he did. He's still got a bit of work with him. And I think he's genuinely the man that I've had on the stream quite a bit this evening. So Jakes being very well supported by Peter on the stream chat at the moment. Like I said, and I think I've been saying it a few times, it really does look like Jakes has got the pace this evening. Like, he's got that Porsche drilled down to a T. And now he's going to go and hunt down the guys in podium positions. Again, 30 minutes of racing, and I reckon if he continues to do what he does now, he might be within arm's reach of getting a podium, possibly a W. Again, anything can happen.
Through, not over yet.
Halfway through the race, as the race control indicated there, so plenty of action to happen. Thomas giving me a firm comfort there. Controller is impossible on this car. Thank you there, Thomas. I didn't realize it, but if he is, I mean, phew, I don't know how he would do it though. Like, there are individuals out there in the world that can do controller sim racing. Their fingers are blessed with massive amounts of skills in order to pull that off. Honest to God, I don't think I can do it. I've been blessed by having a sim racing rig, which I would probably never swap back to a controller. But then that's enough of me. Alright, so where do we sit? While this racing develops as best as it can, I'm gonna go out and just give a big shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Again, big thanks for them, all their love and support, helping the community also grow. Again, without them, it will be practically impossible to do half of the things we currently do. And again, for those on the stream, new boys on the stream, just to give you a sense of of all the things that does happen at Logistical Nightmare Racing. Again, LNR for short. every Tuesday night we have our team versus team series that is kicked off on the PC side. Again, all of our sim racing on the PC platform is hosted by simracing.gp. Then from a console point of view in the Assetto Corsa market or ACC market, let me just correct that properly. Again, we try and cater for PlayStation 4 and 5 on Wednesday nights, which is the current championship you are looking at. Again, this is round 4 of Spa. We've still got 2 more rounds up and coming after this, which is still going to be epic to watch. So every Wednesday night, same time, same place. Again, grid is very full. We'd really love to be at a point to have 2 great grids, but hopefully one day as we grow we will get there. Then of course on Saturday every month, once a month, we do a segregated PlayStation 5 and then of course a PlayStation 4 mini endurance race. Both of them are sponsored by Coach Dave Academy for a final prize at the end of the year. Again, big thanks to Coach Dave for that. All our registrations on console platform takes place on simgrid.com. So do go out there, look for Logistical Nightmare, and you'll find us over there. And then, of course, Sunday night we do Gran Turismo 7 racing. Again, this season kind of kicked off as a friendly race season because we're testing the waters of the multiplayer racing, aka also cross-platform racing, on Gran Turismo 7. So those are taking place on Sunday nights. Feel free to sign up there. You can catch that up on our webpage. Anyone of any nature is welcome. We're here because we do it and we love sim racing. So back into the action. That's me. Felt like it took forever to just discolor that. HBR, I mean, he is now being challenged here by Danny Dan, who has caught up with him over the last couple of laps as we've been watching these boys. And then of course we've got Samo, which were battling with Zero. Clearly Zero has made the move on him, so Zero trying to make up from where he has lost, and I'm still trying to figure out why the man went into the pit stops. I think I was fairly clear in the driver's briefing indicating that there is no pit stop this evening, but then again he chose to go in, which again only time will tell. Again, there isn't a need for a pit stop this race, so the question is did his tires wear off? Do they wear off? I'm fairly sure it's good enough for a 60-minute race, so I can't realistically foresee that that is why he went to the pit. Again, there's no mandatory requirements at all to pit, so we will see how that goes and develops as this battle continues. Of course, loving the idea to have HBR mean on screen with Danny Dan. Every time I read that name, I have to just double check that I've said that correctly. These boys are within half a second of each other. Danny Dan looking far aggressive in the mid sector as opposed to Armin. So I reckon these boys are similar on pace, but slightly different from a sector to sector point of view. And I think where most sim racers on Spa in general are fairly similar on pace in sector 1 and sector 2, spare you the, I would say, probably half a second difference in most conditions. Again, you do get the odd alien individual that can outrun and outsmash you a sector 1 and 2 far faster than anyone else. But where time is made up and lost, in my opinion, about Spa is generally sector 2, because it is one of the longer sectors. I mean, in fairness, on a GT3 class racing car, if you're in and around about the range, ooh, as Dan misses his braking point, goes very, very deep there. Now he needs to go back and try and make up that again. So, oh, what a detrimental scenario there. At least he, oh, as I go back to Bassadog made a big mistake there. Was gonna go back because there's a bit of battle between him and RVR. RVR taking 2 positions, but so did Hell's. Bassadog dropped all the way back to the back there, coming out of what I would say is the bus stop, or aka the chicane. That Porsche in general terms doesn't look very happy as he jumps across the banana curbs. Lots of curb riding tonight. I reckon Dave was the one that said that on stream and chat. Like, plenty of curb driving today. Dave's still in the mix there. Diverge. Ooh, what has happened here? Now, based on what I looked at, Diverge was ahead of Springbok. How did Springbok manage to pass Diverge? So Diverge dropped a position. He is now down back into 6th. Springbok Gamer, on the other hand, has gained the position. So I believe Diverge potentially made a slight error. Again, it did look like he was fighting the Porsche Cup machine as opposed to driving it. Lots of drifting going on with this man. But most certainly having a phenomenal race in all fairness and respect. Takes Fighting Cockney's got a lot of time to make up. I don't think you'll be able to do that even with what is at hand at the moment. Still the closest battle. Ooh. Excuse me, apologies, I had to take a bit of a yawn there. Close battle here between Dan again, and Dan made up a bit of time, but he seemed to just not be in the position to make the move count. And again, I don't think that Armin will freely give away that position, because at this stage that is a good 7th spot for Armin, looking smooth and comfortable as he can. Oh, Danny going very wide there. Crack out. Oh, that's someone off there. Who is that? I most certainly saw a Porsche there in awful conditions, and now I just can't find it. Sorry, flicking through. There he is, there she is. Who is that? Car 18. There we go. Ah, that's who it is. Car 18. Apologies for all the viewers while I was flicking through the screen there, but I caught a glimpse of a car struggling on track, and this is where he is. EKG stonking. Oh, that's not a happy car at all. Bad damage of note. The amount of scratches on just the paint job doesn't really paint the picture of how awful the damage is on the car. So he's gonna try and coast it, get it back to the pit stop again. Which in all fairness seems to be a very daunting task at the moment. So I do hope he doesn't take anyone out. At the present state, he seems to be all on his loans himself. Still got a milestone to go before he gets to the pit lane. Poor EKG just not having the race that he would have wanted to have this evening. Okay, so I'm gonna go front of the grid, look at the leading guy and also the leading championship guy. So I'm gonna give it a bit of fun. Let's see how this man handles the car. Very smooth there. You can see the difference how he approaches every corner. Small minor throttle inputs versus confident steering movements, making sure he gets the car turned for every corner. So again, perfect example there by Michael Stefanou on what to do. Again, I'm not saying anyone else is doing on the track. I believe having a cup car on Spa is gloriously adventurous, but also so challenging, because it's just one of those cars that's got so much straight line speed. Like, this thing moves down the straight, but when it comes to corners and so forth, it is just detrimentally awful. Absolutely awful. And it's not just because you need to fight it the whole time, it's because you gotta be so wary of even your traction control. Too quick at that corner and that car's not gonna move the way you want it to. As these battles still continue here. Again, this is pole position. Dan reckons he's got the pace, and by the looks of it, it seems like he does. He goes, great exit there by him. Goes far wide on the outside, makes the move just down that short straight. That was a phenomenal exit there by Danny Dan out of the final corner there. Like, he was instantaneously on the throttle, got the car hooked up brilliantly to make a move down that short straight on the outside. Is a phenomenal move out of everyone I've seen this evening. So big one there by him. Now he needs to create the gap and then subsequently follow it through and see if he can chase down Davesh, who is currently in 6th place, and I think it's a bit of a milestone to achieve. But then, as I've been saying the whole evening, anything is possible. Hal's in the pit stop. I just wanted to go to him. Bassett Dog, he is currently in 10th place. Sarah Race is going to make up at least another spot there, considering Hal's went into the pits. That is EKG Storm Kings coming out pit lane again. I'm going to go with a third time a lucky charm for this man. Hopefully he can manage to keep it on track and remain in a good state till the finish of the race, because he's been in there quite a few times. This gap is slowly progressing, so Danny Dan has been released. He is out of the clutches and claws of HBR Armin there. Now he's got to work his magic to keep focusing on what is ahead of him as opposed to what is behind him. Again, great move by him throughout. Go look at the other boys who I haven't featured yet since the beginning. Grimjaw here is slowly making up delta time towards Kudava. So these boys have been in eyesight vicinity to one another since the start of the race, swapped a few positions here and there. And there you can see the rear end. That's where Grimjaw is. And he has got Kudavars in his peripheral vision. Now, Kudavars is a very well-known sim racer in the sim racing community, from what I've gathered. I think I've subsequently seen some of his supporters on stream. Haven't seen them tonight though, so you wonder where they are. It's probably because I haven't featured them that much. I don't know. Gotta figure it out. Driving the Armstrong livery in the Porsche. Now again, his gap between him and Michael has been fairly stable throughout the whole race. I reckon if it was probably not for that slight error in the beginning of the race, they would have probably ran within close proximity to one another, and that potentially accounts the same for Grimjaw as well. So those boys have definitely stayed within each other's time frame. Again, the gap was not massively different. Who is that? That seems to be Alroy there. Is that? No, that's not Alroy. It's definitely not Samo there at the back of the pack, giving way to the front runners. He is now being lapped at this stage. Again, that Porsche of his looks a bit sketchy, slightly denty, but he is driving phenomenally well, getting out of the way for the leaders to do what they need to do. In great driving etiquette there being shown. Anthony here. I'm here, a Kudavars Vex supporter. There we go, Anthony. I knew there was someone. I just knew there was someone. Welcome, man. You are superb. Love it, man. Love you to bits and pieces. Thank you, Anthony. The Kudavars supporter. I knew you were out there. And I'm going to keep saying that. Again, can Kudavars make it, man? He is fighting for the championship as well. He's got a bit of work to do for him. So let's just go recap where we stand on championship points. This is sort of where it sits. Michael is right there in front. And of course, we've got Davies, who's not having the best of races, but he's good enough to finish. Rapid Dark has subsequently stopped racing. Grimjaw having a great race. Alroy not having a great race. And of course, Kudavars needs to get up there in the points. I think he's missed one round, so I think after tonight's race with this great showing, I reckon Kudavars will most certainly be there in and around the top 5 for the championship. So still a lot of work to do to try and win this, but I reckon if he focuses on it and gets stuck into it, there's most certainly a massive chance for that, as we've got Sarah Racer here making moves all over the show. Like, Sarah Racer is fighting all the way back to front again. Still trying to figure out why this man went into the pits, but he has now subsequently passed a few men. Hals, Alroy, Samo, Bassadog. We've got a bit of work on him to try and catch RVR though. I don't believe he's going to make it with 8-10 minutes of the racing clock left with a 25-second delta deficit. That is just a daunting task at hand to even do that. Jake's Fatigakni, on the other hand, he was, based on what I saw not so long ago, about 17 seconds away from Grimjaw. How did this man manage to make up 3 seconds in such a short time? I'm just going to go for it and call it Angry Jake's on the move again. And he wants it. He needs it. He is having a great race though, so he will probably be excessively ecstatic right there and then if he manages to finish where he is at this moment. I still reckon he had enough pace with him to be in and around the top 3 mix. No two ways about that. Small errors here and there has cost him for the race, but he has come back very, very strong though. So big thumbs up to him. Michael, leader of the race, still doing pleasantly well there, managing to maintain his dominance is what I'm probably gonna call it this season. Like, in all fairness, he is definitely came to the field racing very, very hard. I honestly believe Michael is the man that's gonna beat to beat. And again, generally we have quite a full grid on the works. There's a few individuals I am missing this evening. And I do hope we are not missing them because they felt the racing draft and class was not great. But I have been told by the administrative team that there's a long weekend in South Africa. So again, when it comes to public holidays in the middle of the week, we all know what we all want to do. We want to take some extra time off to grab some sunshine, a bit of a tan and all those things. So I reckon a few guys are short this evening just because of the long weekend that there is in sub-Saharan South Africa. Again, hopefully next week we'll see all of them back in the mix again. There's a man that needs to fight back for his championship. Again, not here this evening. Jake's in the pit. Why is Jake's in the pit? I don't understand that. Is there not enough fuel? Can the car not last the fuel? Do we need tires? I don't. Can someone please explain that to me? Because Jakes has dropped all the way back now. I mean, he's gonna fall behind Danny, HBR, Armin, probably RVR as well. And RVR got a very badly damaged car. Looks like a smiling beetle there. Then of course, you and I both know, Porsche, it's just a souped up beetle, but I will not say that out loud. Just make a hint of it. And then, hopefully everyone on the stream will agree with me, or I'm going to have a lot of backlashes on my personal DM, which I'm hoping not to get. So, why did Jakes go in the pit? Jakes is dropping a lot of positions. There's Danny Man. He is past Jakes. So is yeah, Jakes is back into 8th place, just ahead of RVR. I really do wonder why did the man pit. I somehow feel that there is fuel involvement here, which whether he had enough, didn't have enough, I don't know. Was that a strategy call? With 4 minutes left of the racing, how did you not put enough fuel in? Or did he just overdrive the car too much that it needed a lot of fuel? Gotta admit, boys, I have lots of questions. Plenty of questions. And none of them seems to be in my head as an answer. Alroy Craner, the man that went into the pits earlier on, he has subsequently at least made 2 positions up. So, potentially not the best starting of the race. But nonetheless, did manage to make up 2 positions there. Boys on the chat, give me some hint. It has to be fuel. Could be. I don't know, Peter. I'm kind of baffled in all fairness. Like, if I have to go and just look at this, I mean, there is only one track map for the Porsche, so I'm gonna try and showcase this so that we can probably just chat and discuss it. So if we can have a look at where his ref counter is at the bottom, there is a mapping scenario for the car. So it's got only one map conditions, which means this car's got one map for what it races. It's not like all the other GT3 cars. It's got different mapping, one for wet, one for aggressive qualifying, the other one for saving fuel, and I don't know why we have the other ones, because half of those ones don't really work. But nonetheless, most people just use the WAP one, which is the one for like a qualifying, which is overpowered and it's fast enough and blah blah blah. That's what everyone generally uses. But the same here for him. There's no traction control. There is ABS, a bit of a brake bias. So I reckon he's probably underfueled is what I'm thinking at this stage. In realistic terms, it's the only thing that makes sense to me as to why he would have gone into the pits. I honestly cannot think of anything else but that. Kuduvaz, on the other hand, he is the man on the move at the moment in the final minutes of the race. Created a bit of a gap between himself and Grimjaw, but he is now hunting down Michael Stefanak. So it seems like the lighter his car gets, the quicker Kuduvaz is getting as well. Again, look at that. Delta has just gone down by a half a second. So is Michael Stefanak feeling the pain, or looking at his fuel map scenario thinking of, I need to save fuel as well? So this is actually quite interesting. Yeah, thanks Peter, that makes no sense. I reckon if Michael slows down far more because he's trying to save fuel, and Kuduvaz has managed to save fuel, and I think it's probably the battle of who can save fuel. Hence Kudu is a bit more aggressive in the final stints because he's got enough fuel to go a bit harder as opposed to Michael. But let's see where this delta is at the end of the second section. He does look far closer to me than a 1.4 second there. Let that pick up. Still a 147. Not much in it. Again, I'm just speculating here, but that's about the only thing that makes sense to me, is that, ooh, that is very, very wide out of that corner. And again, another individual in the pits, Divers in the pits. So, the plot, it really, really thickens. Like,
the leader has finished the race.
Michael Stefanak's finished the race. I did not see that. Wow, Michael second, Kudu third. So that's it. Calling it end of the race. Instantaneously. Grimjaw third. That caught me completely off surprise. I was kind of expecting one more lap there. But that wasn't the case. So Michael Stefanak did manage to take the victory there, followed by Kuduvaz in second, who was gaining on him. Grimjaw in third. Springbok Gamer seems to be in fourth. That's him taking the checkered flag, now crossing the line over there in, I would say, his beautiful Springbok livery. And of course, Danny Dan, he and HBR Armin is battling it out. The guys in the pits at the moment that has finished subsequently to that is Basset Dog, Samo, Hells, Alroy already crossed the finish line. Jakes is potentially going to have 7th. Danny Dan looks like he is going to grab 5th place position. And that's if he can get it right there. Final few corners for him. Almost messed that up. Nonetheless, He has got a 5th place for him. Danny Dan in 5th. HBR Armin in 6th. And we've got Jakes coming through in 7th. Not sure what happened to him. And of course, 8th is RVR. Sarah Racer there trying to make up time, potentially in 9th. And then Diverge, who also went into the pit at the last minute, trying to finishing up a lap, will be probably in 10th. Zero in 8th, yeah. That is Zero finishing up on his end in 8th. Diversion 9th. RVR has got a damaged Porsche there, losing plenty of positions. Struggling to get it back. Poor man. Not gonna get where he wants to. So timetables, race. I'm gonna capture this as best as I can. That's it for us. I would honestly say that was quite eventful. Big ups to the winner there. Michael Stefanak coming into the pit lane, taking the victory by storm. That is him. That has finished it start to end. Have to admit, it was a spectacular event this evening. Thoroughly enjoyed it though. Action packed all over the show. To everyone on the stream, Paul, Peter, Terence, Brandon, Anthony, again, Thomas, Dave, Nail, Sean Stradom. If I've missed your name, I'm sorry. Duncan, all you boys, thanks for your support. Loved it. I'll catch you next week for round 5 for the console race. Same time, same place. Everyone else out there, you have a good evening, good night, God bless, goodbye.